All right, guys, welcome back. The message from deep space, all the way up to week 16 now. And let's see what we have. This is what we were looking at last time with the elements. So, I think we got close last time with figuring out that it's something to do with these compounds. Common compounds. So, let's take a look here. So this is one hydrogen. And something. Maybe assume it's oxygen. H2O, right? Or no, because this is... Sorry. We only have one hydrogen in this case. Hydrogen. Got one hydrogen. Hydrochloric acid, maybe. One chlorine, which is 17. Check that. So 17. An atomic mass of 36. Is less than 2 hydrogen? Not true. Let me think. So. Said atomic number 8. Oxygen? Yes. Why do they keep giving us 2AN1? AN1. Let me go back. Let me see, because it could be, maybe our definition is off here. The atomic number, it's not atomic number. Is that our problem? Let's go back here. Two and one. Bigger than 1 AN. Three is the same as 3. what is this? Atomic number 8 is bigger than atomic number 1. True. Atomic number 8 is smaller than 64 atomic number 1s. I'm missing. Oh my goodness. Wait, am I just way overthinking this? Right here they're telling us bigger or smaller. Okay, I am overthinking this. So first off, set up our classic. And let's go to the top down. So first off, we know right off the bat that variable 0 is smaller. Classic case of overthinking this. Okay, so then they're saying, is atomic number 8 bigger or smaller than 2 atomic number 1s? So atomic number 8 is bigger. Atomic number 1. Okay, and then so let's look, because how did combinations work with this? I'm trying to remember, because I think you just kind of jumble them together, right? Have we done, back to our transmissions, have we done math with these yet? Not really. So let me look at this. 2 atomic number 1s plus atomic number 8. That'd still be less than 1 atomic number 8. Or 2 atomic number 8s. Go back to our periodic table. Atomic number 8 has an atomic mass of 16. So 2 times 16, right? So this would be 32. This is saying 16 plus 2 atomic number 1s, which is plus 2. So 18 smaller than smaller. Hope I'm right, because otherwise I'm just totally lost here. And then need atomic. We just need variable 3. Variable 3 is basically 2 plus 16. Write this down. So the top part is 18. Is what compared to 2 atomic number 8s. Huh? I mean, this wouldn't even be close, right? Because 2 atomic number 8s is already bigger than 1 atomic 8. Try smaller again. What happens? There. Okay. Okay. Classic overthinking. And boom. Finish that week out. Okay. See what old Doppler has to say. Oh, look at what we have going on back here. In the pictures, in the top right, I bet that's another one of those what equals 0 messages that we turned into a image. Now that we understand the color and variance stuff. Alright, how's the dream team doing? For a dream team, I guess that makes me the wilt of the group. What did you just say? Are you out of your mind? You'd rather be Wilt than Bill Russell in the league? You kidding me? You don't want a 100-point game under your belt? What are they talking about now? Basketball, I think. Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest basketball player to ever touch a basketball. I'll take 11 championships with Russell. I'd rather have him on my team. Talking about individuals, then it's all up to the contact. Team results are all that matter. Back on topic, please, or dismiss us. But, Dr. Ackers, said your please. The meteor. What are your findings, translation team? It all has to do with elements and atomic numbers as named by Dr. Bees. Dr. Bees, how confident are you feeling on the definitions? Finding success? One transmission related the terms to atomic abundances. They matched our data for the reference tab. Fragile tower of definitions we are stacking. Why we're testing our understanding to real-world data is gratifying. When we find connections like these, we can be sure our translation's progressing. Good to hear. Now go home and get some rest. I'm sure another week full of discovery lies just ahead. See you then, Doppler. Good night. Alright. Way overthinking that last one. Of course. 14 transmissions. We learned 2 new words. We're up to 231 total. 56 total words. Named element and atomic number. Then we completed elements and atoms. So I think we got that basically correct. Alan is frustrated. I'm worrying about the wrong things again. We've got an alien meteor in front of us, yet I'm still stuck in my own ways. I know how I should feel, but I simply don't feel it. Batista says, I again entered a good deal of information into the reference tab. So much so that I made none of it my own. Harry says, Dear Diary, I get the sense that my colleague and friend Alan is losing motivation. I don't know what to say to help. I don't think I've ever been good at that. Doppler says, absolutely nothing. You know, old Dr. Bees. Thinking of bees. Okay, and then let's check the hypotheses for these. I think I'm correct with element, atomic number, but we're, be sure before we go too in the weeds on atomic math and such. They have something to say? Okay, complete. Pardon? What exactly is complete? Oh, the linguistics reference. You added it. Thank you, Batista. It's unlikely to be relevant now, given the latest transmissions. Perhaps later it will assist our translation. Right, Dr. Bees? Interesting. So now we have a linguistics. Oh, man. Nouns, pronouns, verbs. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Actually, the words likely defined in every human. Cool, cool. Okay. Meteorite link. Okay, let's leave that aside for now. Let's look at our dictionary. Ba-dum-ba-bum. So yeah, this basically confirms it's element. Really no other guess element on this one. This one is atom. Yeah, I think atomic number kind of works the same. I think we'll leave it be for now. And already we've got another new word. Okay. So something contains a bunch of atoms continuously. But what is it? What contains a bunch of atoms? I mean, an object does. Let's start with element. Not element though, because we already have a word for element. And is this just another what equals 0 thing? No, it's not that. So what else do we have that contains several things? Object. Object or variable. Oh, try variable. What else do we have? Signal, mission. These coordinates? Coordinates contains stuff. Doesn't really make sense, but bum, 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 bum. sequence, maybe? Hmm. Test true, false. Feeling dumb. Hmm. What could it be? Atoms? Oh. They're saying something is made of atoms, I guess. Okay, I'll have to think about that one a little more. And no space after new line before. I should clean that up a little bit for us. The old dictionary. Aha! You know what I bet this is? I bet these are our compounds. I bet they agree because of what about to be said. Compound. I think Dr. B is referring to chemical compounds, and hopefully that was the alien's intent. Yep, I think so because I recognize these combinations. So, what is two hydrogens? Go to common compounds. All the way at the top, I think. Yeah, hydrogen gas, two hydrogens. The one atomic number two. I think it's just. I don't know. I don't think what atomic number two is, like neon or something. Don't quite remember. But I'm pretty sure on that one. What am I looking at here? One compound. Okay, I think I get it. So one compound 6 has how many hydrogens? Compound 6 has two hydrogens. So 2. Okay. Getting there. Okay. 2. What? Ah, okay. So they're showing the math, right? So AN1 and 1 becomes 2 AN1. And 7 AN1 AN1 becomes 2 AN1 and AN7. So this becomes 2 AN1 and AN8. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so bigger or smaller or the same? So now we got to do a little bit of math here. So we don't care. These two are the same, so cross those out. These two are basically the same. -2. Let's just go to reference. Reference. Table. And AN8 is what? Oxygen? So that's 16. So 32 versus 64. So cross out 32. Cross out 32. So this is 32. So far we have 32. Sorry, so far it's blank on top, 32 on bottom. And then we gotta go see what AN20 is. What is it? Atomic number 20. It's an atomic mass of 40. Okay. We got a 40 on top. Then 32 plus whatever the atomic number mass is, right? The mass of 32. So from my understanding, this would be 40 versus 64. Which one's bigger? Obviously 64. Meaning compound 0 is smaller than compound 1. Let's see. Okay. That's reassuring. That means I think we did that correctly. Okay, so. First off, go to the dictionary because I think our new line there is screwing us up a little bit. Alright, so compound 0. Alright, and you know what, in this case, we're a dictionary, and we're going to have the other parenthesis generate a new line afterwards for us. Clean that up a little bit more. Alright, so compound 0, so C0 equals oxygen. And compound 1 equals oxygen 2, O2, right? So 1 compound 0 plus 1 compound 0 equals 1 compound 1. Okay. That makes sense. So they're saying combine 2 compound 2s equals 1 compound 3. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's just skip the definitions for now and look at what we're looking at. So 2 compound 0s plus 1 compound 5. Let's all scroll up. So compound 0 is 2 AN4, or 2 AN1. So I guess that would become 4 AN1. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Plus 1 compound 5. So plus 2 AN8. Equals what? So from my understanding, it clearly needs to be compound 2 or compound 6. But AN6 doesn't quite make any sense to me. 2 AN1, but then why is there no math happening? Okay, first off, let's just try. Oh, because I'm blind. It says 2. 2 what? Well, it's half this, so it's really 2an1 and an8. So yes, we're right on the money with compound 6. Compound 6. Perfecto. All right, so 2 compound zeros. So 2, 11 plus 1 compound 1 plus and 17 equals 2 compound 2s. Meaning compound 2 must be an11 and an17, right? Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Let's see, do they give us the parentheses? Yes, they do. So it's an11 and an17. I don't like that one. It's not 2 a donut. Just an17 and an11. Awesome. If I follow my own reasoning there. So 1 compound what? Plus 3 compound 2a and 8s. Ba-dum-bum-bum. So this math is pretty simple, right? If you think about it, 3 compound 2a and 8s. So really, you're just doing 3 times 2 is 6a and 8. Right? So divided by 2 is how you get your 3 and 8, a and 8 here. So we need to do the reverse. So multiply 2 by 2an26. So compound 1 should be 4an26. I think. Perfect. So 2 hydrogens plus 1 oxygen equals 2 2an and an8, right? 2an1 and an8. Perfect. Bum, 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 bum. You know me. Let's get the question mark in there. So something compound let's think about this. My first thought is, go to our reference, reactions. My first thought is to call this a reaction. Right, so variable 1 and compound variable 1 react into compound 2. Am I thinking properly? First off, love messing with the dictionary. Try this. See if it makes more sense here. So compound variable 0 and compound variable 1 do something. Become compound variable 2 and continued. I want to say react. Chemistry. Reacting or bonding, maybe? Look at their example. Chemical reactions. One compound 1 and 2 compound zeros. I guess become would be a good definition. Become or react. Yeah, looks like react was on the money there. React. Good catch, Dr. Bees. Yeah. Alright, so 1 compound 1 and 2 compound zeros react into 2 compound 2s. So 2, write this down. So 2 compound 3s react into. So first off, let's just do this little mental math. This is total 4 AN 1 and 2 AN 8. Sorry. 4 AN 8. And then let's go ahead and subtract 2 compound 2s. So 2 compound 2s would be 4 AN 1 and 2 AN 8s. That leaves us with 2 AN 8. Leaves our question being, what makes 2 AN 8s? So just compound 1. On the money. On the money. React. They're saying make this make sense, basically. So 2 compound zeros and 1 compound 1 equals compound 2, right? I believe so. But let's just check our transmissions. Because what do they want the formatting to be? 2 compound. So compound 2. One compound 2, I should say. Even did they want... Because they took just compound 1. We didn't have to put a number in front of it. But it looks like here they do want a number. So let me just be safe and put a number. 1 compound 2. React. And then what did we say? 2 compound 0 and 1 compound 1. Alright, let's look at the ideas. What are they telling us? React seems very similar to equals. Yep. Oh yeah, remember earlier in the logic section we learned that bigger has the same core meaning as greater than, but it's reserved only for the domain of geometry. I think react is the same. I think react is the equal of compound equations. Why is there a separate word definition for this? I haven't got a clue. And then, other idea do they have? I suspect that they're giving us the reactants. We have to piece it together to make one cohesive statement using react. We need a number before each compound to balance the quantities on either sides. That's how they do it, then that's how we'll do it too. So I think we're on the right track. Let's just make sure that our math is correct. So we're saying 1, compound 2. So AN 11. Oh, because we're foolish. We're foolish and we're ghoulish. Gotta be 2 compound zeros. 1 compound 1. React into 1 compound 2. I thought that was correct. But maybe they want it the other way around. So let's do the other way around. 2 compound zeros. And 1 compound 1. React compound 1 compound 2. So why don't they like that? They like that. What am I missing? Because compound 2 is 1 AN11 and 1 AN17. So for every compound 2, we would need 2. Because it makes 2 of them. Duh. Duh, duh, duh. Took me a second. Took me a second. React. Okay, what is this telling us? So a reaction can be adding a compound or subtracting a compound? Is that what they're trying to say? Try subtract. So it's like adding or removing a compound is making the reaction. Okay. Sure. Alright, right off the bat, before we get too lost in the sauce here. Then let's go to our dictionary. Compound, let's put space beforehand. Try to clean this up a little bit before we dive in. Well, no space after the question mark because it looks like something 0, so it's going to get a number assigned to it. There. In fact, even continuous. Don't need a space after that. Okay, so object contains a variable, a compound, continued, reacts into variable 1, compound 1, continuous. So it's not a reaction. Think about this. So 2 atoms react into a compound, right? Okay. What are they trying to tell us what this word is? Huh. 4 years at undergrad, 5 years at grad school, nearly a decade with the space agency. Dr. Eckers? I can hardly follow along. Yeah, I'm a little lost as well. Let's look at the chemistry. We're looking at bonding, not compounds. Let's think. Let's think. Let's think. Are these? Are these reactions? Hmm. All right, let's just follow the math. So, mystery something. 2 compound 0, 1 compound 1, reacting into 2 compound 2s. Mystery something 1 is 2 compound 2s reacting into 2 compound 0s, 1 compound 1. So, test. Are these the same? They're saying if you change it around, are these the same? I don't think they are the same, though, because I think now we're talking about states of matter. Because, right, if we're talking about 2 hydrogens and an oxygen combining into H2O, that's different than taking water and turning it into... Let's say false. Okay, so I think I'm kind of getting it. The aliens want us working with atomic number 2, huh? Takes me back. To where? Grad school. Berkeley, was it? Was it? What was your research? Mapping space with radio astronomy. So element 2 reacts. Okay. Let's think about this because, again, they use their syntax kind of weird. So I think they're saying if element 2 is not reacting, then atomic number 2 not reacting, I guess. Okay. Grad school, I worked every night at Leuschner Observatory, recording waves, charting the skies, and in the daytime I dig through the data, piecing together trends and searching for anomalies. Day and night on research, not much time for a social life, huh? Afraid I can relate. I as well. Batista, I'd reckon your lack of friends began long before grad school. Which one of us is married? You're married, Batista? 15 years strong. Good for you, Batista. Guess there's hope for people like me. No, there's not. E to react. Let me think. So, if element number 2 is not reacting, then compound is then the compound does not contain atomic number 2. I guess that's not necessarily true. Why am I saying true? Did not, right? So if element 2 is reacting, if element 2 is not reacting, then compound they wanting from not react. No. Their idea here. I don't get it. What do we put? Given the formatting, the meter is expecting a number. They're asking for how many atomic number 2s would be in a compound. clear things up for me a bit, actually. If there's a compound with helium, how many helium atoms would there be? The answer? Well, helium's a lonely fellow. A lonely, noble little element. Okay, so noble elements. Well, I guess there would only be one, 'cause it's not reactive. Ah, hold on. I think I understand. Let me double check. Where was it that said about noble elements? Bum, 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 bum. I don't remember. I swear they had something about noble, noble somethings. In any case, I guess they're saying this would be one. It's not reactive. If it's not reactive, then a compound can only have one of the thing. Dr. Ackers, what is radio astronomy? Mentioned it in your graduate research. Ah, yes. The universe is full of electromagnetic radiation, light waves. Only problem is the frequency of most of these waves is beyond the visible light spectrum. Our eyes can't see what most of the information out there. Do you look for the invisible part? Yep, like the hydrogen line. Hydrogen atoms change state and release relatively harmless radiation. They release this radiation, it's at the same exact frequency every single time. The aliens were clever for picking that frequency as the basis for all their transmissions. With hydrogen's overwhelming abundance across the universe, it's plain brilliant. And the consistent frequency makes it universal. It's the perfect way to say hello. So, if element something not reactive, then object 17 contains element something. Okay. So, object 17, element 2, has a noble gas and variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. What is 1, 2, 3, 4? Did object 17 because it's not reactive? Understand a little bit. Let me think, yeah. Ooh. Hmm. I feel like I'm overthinking this again, but think. Let's go back. Abundance. Element 2. Let's look at element 2. Element. Element 2. Element 1, element. If variable 0 is not reactive, then object 17 is that element. Meaning what? Meaning, are we saying that this is not object 17? What idea do they have? What is their intermission saying? I'm quite stumped. If E doesn't react, put it in object 0. Where's she getting object 0 from? Okay. Parse out the grammar of it, but I'm failing to see the meaning. Okay, what you just said makes perfect sense. If E doesn't react, it's noble. Noble, refresh me. Noble elements don't react. They don't form compounds. Any other element. You've got to respond with the other noble element, which all belong to group 18. Okay. This thing, it'll just be a noble element, I guess. So E2. And E18. 36. 54. 86. Okay, what if we say it's not? Ooh. What am I missing? What am Use the cranium, use the brain. Two. What did they say? The log again. Alright. If E doesn't react, we put it in object 0. Where are they getting 0 from? But okay. Noble elements don't react, so they don't form compounds with any other element. We say compound equal? So we've got to respond with the other noble element. All belong group 18, rightmost column of the periodic table. Try all those. Column 18. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. Oh, we tried all these though. Respond with. Two, 10, 18, 36. Six, 4, Alright, let me put a pause here. Let me go see the discussion board / Discord, see if I can get a hint on this one. See if I'm just missing something. Probably something stupid, but I keep just blindly scrambling in the dark here. So I'll be back once I have something. Okay. So, after way too much time sitting here, looking at this, looking at the idea, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. So they're saying, if it's a noble gas, put it in object. So I think what this is saying is, right, what are the other noble gases? So we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4 more noble gases. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope. Maybe radon doesn't count or something. Say if it's noble or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. So let's say E10 and 18 and E6 and E54. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yep. Again, thinking a little too hard on that one. Now I'm reminiscing about my days at grad school down at the observatory. Oh yeah? Only listened in for one frequency at a time, which is what our satellite dish was made for, amplifying large wavelengths. But I found ways to analyze the interference to derive additional frequencies, so you get more data out of it. Right. Then we'd adjust the scope's angle ever so slightly for the next night and repeat the sweep. Snapshot by snapshot by snapshot, I listened to the fundamental emissions of hydrogen, the hiss of the universe. I listened for light we cannot see, and I tried to make some sense of it. The hydrogen emissions. Trying to make sense of it. Sounds all too familiar now, huh? Bet you feel at home here, Dr. Akers. Ah, you'd think. This guy not getting that trophy really is got him down for the count, huh? Atomic number equals element count 1. Atomic number is compound. Let me think. So if an atom is a compound, so I think they're saying an atomic number is one element. Atomic number is compound. Something is a bunch of compounds? let's just try and. It's not and. Number is a compound. Okay. Atomic number is a compound. That much is obvious. Atomic number. I still wish we understood what that question mark is. Give it our past transmission. Like, what does that have to do with question mark? Where did we get question mark? All the way back here. I think 0 is 2 compounds. Just like react? Compounds reacting? Okay, okay. My research was mapping out the Milky Way. We knew its rough shape and size well before the 60s, but my principal investigator wanted to map it in detail. Surveyed the galaxy's spiral arms, their densities, their rate of rotation, how they would all undulate independently, and the part that gets me going, their elemental composition. How large was this project? How long did you work on this? 4 years, every day. That was my life. Adjust the telescope, record the data, analyze. Slow, tedious, and highly granular process. Complex tasks, one step at a time, with a fine-tooth comb and an eager eye. The same story here, only the stars have come to us. Okay, so they're saying an atomic number is 0, and atomic number is alien, and atomic number is. They're saying like everything is made up of atoms. So atoms are Earth as well. Okay. Nice. So that's that week down. See what they have to say. What old Doug Doppler has to say. What's new? Learned about compounds, which are atomic numbers that have bound together. They've also honed in on one element in particular, helium. Helium? Why? Hackers, chime in here. You know your way around the periodic table better than the rest of us. Oh, well, helium's the second element on the periodic table with only 2 protons. Helium atoms are tiny and very abundant, second only to hydrogen across the universe. And they're noble. Noble? My chemistry's not the best. I could use a refresher. Noble means nothing will react to it. Helium atoms never react or form components. Just like the rest of the other elements in group 18, helium, neon, argon, and I think krypton's next. A pretty unique feature among the elements. Wait, that list of elements. That list is familiar. Let me check my notes. Goodness, Ackers, you're a genius. 3 transmissions ago, those were the elements listed together. Yeah, we figured that out. Good find, you two. But what does this mean? Confirms that element and atomic number represent element and atom. Okay, so we got there. We guesstimated as such. I wish the aliens could see Dr. B's dictionary and draw a big fat green check mark across the words we have right. But they don't know our language. Of course not. But they're finding ways to validate our understanding of their words. Validation is rare, so let's savor this. Seriously, Ackers, Collins, and Dr. B's, great work. Hi. Batista, I still feel bad about the color display mishap. Sorry about the miscommunication. And all of you, take care. Get some rest. I'll see you in the morning. 6 o'clock sharp. Understood. Roger. Got it. Alright. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Alright, so week 17. We had 19 transmissions. We learned 3 new words. We're up to 250 total transmissions. Almost 60 words total. We're at 59. We named compound, react, and we still have a mystery word. Which I feel is going to come to play in the next set of transmissions, but we'll see. It seemed to be like the mystery word represents like combination of compounds. Maybe that's the action, or it's representing. I don't know. We'll have to see once we get more transmissions that involve the question mark. We completed chemical compounds, reactions, and elemental properties. Alan says, status timid. I managed to help confirm some of the dictionary words in the meeting this week, which feels good, but it was really the brilliance and attention to detail of Carrie that pieced it all together. Regardless, I'm glad I helped some. Batista, he's got nothing to say. Carrie says, Dear Diary, Doppler put it very well. As is par for the course of Uncharted Discovery, validation is rare, so we must savor our affirmed triumphs wherever possible. Doppler also has nothing to say. And, you know, good old Dr. Bees. Good old Dr. Bees. Ooh, I'd love to see the hypotheses on what they think the question mark is. So maybe we should have been able to figure that out. We just didn't quite get there. 3 new signals right off the bat for next time. But really quick, I just want to see what they think this is. Chemical reaction again. Nation. Okay, well, we'll look at that next time. And for now, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in week, what is it? Week 18.